Welcome back to another episode of the Educated and the Reckless podcast with your host, Apollo PN.
No better, Nina.
We are back from vacay.
Yes. Refreshed, recharged, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And we here to get it in like we always do. We don't skip no beats around here.
Yeah, except for last week. Actually, we didn't really skip beats. You're right. You're right.
We don't skip no beats, man. Even when we're not on, we're on. Right? And when we come back from not being on, what you think we're not on, we still hit the same beat that we on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got a haircut too.
Oh, was that your first haircut since quarantine?
Yeah.
Or since December, actually, for you?
No, since January actually.
Who did it for you? Like your barber, or like you went?
Yeah, my barber.
Okay, that's good.
My man Maurice, he hooked me up because I had asked him. I was like, "Yo, what you doing? Just come hook me up." So I hadn't had a haircut for like nearly 6-7 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a lot of hair, and I was like, "Man," he was like, "Yo, you can braid your hair." I was like, "I'm not trying to do that."
I told you that.
Yeah, I could. I was not trying to do that, but
what was the experience like going into the barbershop? Did you have to put your name down, or?
Nah. So he recently has his own little space inside this workout area, which is a weird kind of thing. But I just came in, I made a little appointment. Well, I hit him up through the DMs. He just locked me in, and then I pulled up, and then he got the clip in.
Yeah.
You know,
I went to the barber shop with my boyfriend, whose barber, by the way, has been working this whole time since quarantine. Oh, the watermelon. He's been working this whole time since quarantine, just like secretly, and then they got fined, and then he ended up doing it out of his house. Now they're back in the shop, and they're supposed to, like, when you have a mask on, they're not allowed to cut your beard. Like, they're not supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother told me that too. He said because he has me and him share the same barber. Well, I got 2 barbers, it looks like.
Yeah.
But him and I, we share the same barber, the Dominican dude. He was telling him that he couldn't touch his beard because he had to wear the mask on. And my brother was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
And then my brother ended up getting his beard clipped anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They tell you they're not supposed to, but they do it anyways because my boyfriend's beard got cut. Like, yeah. So yeah. But yeah, what else did you do this week?
Oh, I went to the goat karting last week. I think it was last week. Yeah, last week, Thursday.
Yeah. How was that?
We went to Niagara Falls. So went to the Speedway. Like, that's apparently the biggest go-kart place in North America. So we went over there, and it was so cool. I never did anything like that. The only thing, the down part was that you have to pay for time. You're not paying for laps. So we paid for like 10 minutes. And 10 minutes is cool, but like it goes in like 5-minute intervals. So our first 5 minutes we have to like stop, and then we have to come back on for another 5. But on the last 5, I was winning. I was in like second place. I took over my my other friend, and I was winning. And then there's a white dude that was doing a whole bunch of fuck shit on the track.
Yeah.
He was trying to cut me off, or he was trying to not block my friend from passing him. And then when I passed my friend, he saw that I passed him, and then he started zigzagging.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? So the first time he tried to do some fuck shit, I had, stopped and not allowed him to hit me. Then the second time, he was on this side of the track. I was on the closest side to the right. So I was trying to take this one. He goes zooming in. And what I had to do, I had to spun him out. I hit him do the pit. He was like, and I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, yeah. You know what? I told my friends, I was like, yo, the one guy that was right behind me, because we and him were like neck and neck. I told him, I had to do it. He was like, you had to still, because if a guy he doesn't know us, first off, and if you're gonna be doing all that extra stuff, you're gonna you deserve to get spun out. It's mandatory. It was out of principle.
Yeah.
That
sounds fun. I want to go to that go-kart.
I saw some other people do that. I think yesterday. Yeah. I was like, damn. Them people followed my IG post.
Bro, do you know how many people, when I posted this Snapchat playing beer pong like weeks ago, like having that drunk game night with my boyfriend, literally the weekend after, everybody's posting. I'm like, oh, okay. And it's so funny because anytime I post something, like people will do it so soon after. My boyfriend's like, everybody literally copies you. I don't understand. Yeah, I guess I'm a fucking trendsetter.
It looks like that too, because after I went to the falls, remember when I went to the little falls thing?
Yeah,
a whole bunch of people went to the falls after, started, where's that at? Yo, where's the parking at? I'm trying to get here. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Now let's see what, I'm jiggy. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Is that all you did?
Also, I just want to just say, We were posting like throwback clips last week, which received us some good reviews.
I saw, yeah.
People enjoyed those, and I look back at it and I was like, "Yo, we're really good. We're really dope."
Yeah,
you know?
But I do see the difference from when we're in person versus over the computer.
Yeah, in person was a different energy, man. It was a different energy. Last year was a different energy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah. Tell me what happened last week.
Okay, so exciting news. I finally got my car.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Finally got my first car. His name is Wolfie because he's gray. I was gonna get black and name him Bolt, but then last minute I decided.
Wolfie? You say Wolfie?
Yeah, like Wolf. So I call him Wolfie.
Like, that's a YouTuber name, you know.
I know who Wolfie is.
No.
Yeah, I know. I'm not naming him after that. No correlation. It was Wolf, and then I just made it Wolfie because like it's cuter. Okay. So me and Wolfie, we've been riding around town and getting it. We took a little road trip to Port Stanley in London on Canada Day to go to the beach, which was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Actually, it's a lot, Then I went to the drive-in.
In Oakville or in like
Oakville, yeah. Okay. And I ended up falling asleep. So there was 2 movies that were playing, and we skipped the first one because we were so tired from the beach. So like we skipped the first one. We went for the second one, and I was like so dead. I fell asleep the entire second movie. Honestly, I didn't even really care about it. It was called Bloodshot. Not my kind of movie. You can guess whose movie that was. So I just fell asleep. But yeah, we were kind of just we had like a day like that to celebrate a little milestone anniversary kind of. So yeah,
love is in the air.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I also got offered to do something pretty cool, which you guys will hear me talk about later on in the podcast. But just briefly, it's a body sculpting thing that I was reached out. One of my friends from high school started a business. And she kind of reached out to me, and she was just like, would you be willing to promote this, whatever, and like you can like partake in the sessions. And I was like, sure. So I started doing them, and they're helping me reach my fitness goals, which is amazing. Some people look at it as cheating, but honestly, every girl on Instagram you see that has a washboard stomach is either A, eating like a bird and just eating seeds for the rest of their life, or B, they're literally doing this exact same treatment. Cardi B has spoken about doing this treatment. Kim Kardashian does this treatment. Like, they all do it. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do it too. So it's pretty cool. Removes fat. You can also do like boob and butt lifts with it. She's trying to convince me so hard to do my butt. She's like, I know you already have a butt, but like, let's make it humongous. I'm like, I don't think I can do that.
Let's do it.
No, I'm not doing it. I am going to, though. Tomorrow I have an appointment. I'm going to fix. I don't know if you know what hip dips are. A lot of girls who are listening will probably know what they are. Not. Yeah, most girls will know what I'm talking about. Basically, it's like if your butt is round, like the side, some people have a little bit of a dent on the sides, like near the top. And I thought
that's normal. Oh, near the top.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is normal. But like, I don't know, it's bothered me for a long time, and I completely forgot that that's even an option to fix with this. So basically, they stick the vacuum on the hip dips, and it vacuums out and works the muscles to make it more round. Yeah. And then it's good if you work out for a good 2 or 3 days right after that, specifically on those areas, because it helps enhance the results. So I'm doing that tomorrow, which will be kind of cool to see. And then so you guys will hear more about that throughout the podcast, and that is pretty much it.
Oh yeah, since you're talking about fitness, all right. So I got my body in shape. I totally forgot. To be honest. Got my body in shape. I lost a lot of weight. I don't. To be honest, I really don't know. I haven't been keeping track. I'm not that good. Mm-hmm. But obviously, through the pictures, you can see like the progress pictures.
A lot of pictures. You were getting like I knew you gained weight when you came back, but like I didn't know your stomach was looking like that.
Yeah, man. It looked crazy. It looked like I was bloated, inflamed, and all of that. I was
I can't say much either, because if you see my before and after pictures from this body sculpting, you'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I
Yeah.
just came back and then I just got to work. I was working out every day doing, burpees and push-ups and stuff like that, and then it just slowly just started to, take stuff off, build muscle, reduce midsection. And this month, I hope by the end of July, I can reduce my body fat even more and possibly maybe show maybe 4 pectorals, if anything. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see.
I honestly feel like since we're getting older, and people always told me when you get older, it gets a lot harder, like with your body and your weight and stuff. And like, I didn't really believe it because I've always been skinny my whole entire life.
Yeah.
And then I think this year, a little bit of last year, I kind of started noticing it was a little more difficult. And I was like, oh, like, and like, I've been eating healthy and stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know. I do notice that it is harder to like shed the weight when you're older.
When you start young, it's kind of like a little easier because it's ingrained in you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why for me, it's never been a problem working out. It's just the fucking eating. Like the way I was raised, like there was junk food in my house all till this day. There's still junk food in my house.
Yo, the eating stuff is hard for me because I haven't necessarily come up with a proper diet for myself. I just kind of reduced the portions, and I kind of got educated a little bit. So watermelon is a great way to have like low calorie dense stuff. So I can eat a lot of watermelon, not gain that much calories, but still feel fuller.
Yeah.
So I like to eat that in the morning, and then I eat like a good meal during the midday, and then I like to end it off with more watermelon just so it kind of just balance it up. And plus, it's great for antioxidants and stuff.
You know what I also started this week was I was looking up because my body, like my water retention is very high. And I've noticed that myself, like in regards to my stomach, like literally I will wake up, my stomach's super flat, or even just throughout the day, it could be super flat. And then as soon as I drink a bunch of water, it looks like I have a baby in my stomach, like a water baby. And so I was trying to figure out ways to reduce your water retention, like reducing salt intake, whatever. I don't eat that much salt to begin with. So one of the ways was increasing your magnesium. And I remember, like people who listen to the podcast will remember there was a point in time, I think it was last year, where my heart was being monitored, whatever, because I was having the blackout issues in the gym. And I remember when I did that in the blood work, they were saying my magnesium is low. It's not like deficiency, but I could do with more. And then I found out this magnesium glycinate, specific type, because there's different types of magnesium. So magnesium glycinate is supposed to help with water retention, bloating. It's actually supposed to help with stress and anxiety and acne. So I was like, this is a good, sounds like a good option. So I got some pure capsules of it, and I've been eating it since Saturday, or taking it since Saturday. So
there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
It works. So we'll see.
That's good. All right. I don't know what to do. I said, now it's time for our sponsors.
No, it's not now. We talk about local news, no?
Oh, yeah. I'm done.
Yeah. No, I think don't even say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so these are real quick about local news. So I don't know if you saw this, but it was kind of going a little bit viral with inside the GTA of a white man jacking some camera equipment during a Black Lives Matter performance speech.
Oh my God, I did not see that. No.
Yeah, it happened, I believe, this weekend, like Sunday. Sunday or Saturday. I think it was Sunday. I'm gonna say.
I think it was Sunday too. Yeah.
And the video was like, I'm like, wow. But you know what the thing is, that the suburban side of me was like, wow, I'm seeing everyone come together just to want to get this guy, arrested. People are reposting the video, retweeting, and adding Toronto police. And I'm like, just like a few weeks ago, you weren't fucking with the police. Now you want
That's true. That's weird. Yeah.
Now you want the police to come and get this guy? And I'm like, okay. And I see everyone banding together, just trying to get this guy down. I'm like, oh, I hope this same energy is kept when more violent acts happen in the future.
Well, you know what? I think when it came to the whole like defunding the police and not fucking with the police, it wasn't necessarily, like, I take back what I said, because it wasn't necessarily for that stuff. It was more so for like mental health crises, and like obviously the whole police brutality thing. But I think when crimes happen, they still want them to, like, they want them to do what they're trained to do, which is handle crimes, but not mental health crises and things like that, from what I understood.
I was never for defunding the police. I'm gonna put that out there.
Why?
I wasn't out there going like defund the police. I wasn't on the hate train. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't on the police hate train that everyone has. I always come on here and go like, they need to hire people that know how to do their job properly. This, that, and the third. Defunding the police. I mean, I don't really. I just allocate more money to. I mean, I guess defunding the police is allocating the fund that would go to the police, but because this is the hold on. This is the government. They have a whole bunch of fun spending money. They print money. Right, the government can print more money just to allocate more to other resources, not necessarily defunding the police. But that's another conversation.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think the issue is the government isn't printing that money, and so with the police, like for example, Toronto Police is getting 25% of the city's entire budget, which is just over $1 billion. Sorry, not a million. Yeah, so that's why people are like, if we defunded them even just by 150 million, that could go to training other people for mental health crises and stuff, because people in police force, I think they only train for about six something months, and then they're a cop.
I mean, let's be honest. The system in terms of how they hire people and the qualifications, that all need to change. To be honest, I think that should have been inherent from like well in the past, but I don't know why it's only now be looked at now. It's way too quick of a turnover for someone to just go to an academy and then be hired. That doesn't make any sense, because everything else is going to take you need about like 3 to 5 years of experience to be in such a high level, high stress, high anxiety type of work,
So you're thinking that they just need to change the entire training system overall, basically. The length the same, but what they're teaching them kind of thing.
The introductory period, and have them, stressed, like do some type of stress test.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let them know that they're going to be in situations where they're going to have to be the most level-headed and not necessarily try to grip up real quick. I mean, granted, they want to get back home to their family and they're not trying to lose their life as well. So, I mean, you got to understand from a human standpoint. But they are yes, they are human, but they're in a level of, they're in a field, an industry that forces them to be level-headed and think of great strategies to make them come out alive, and also, fix whatever problem that's in front of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear you, but
yeah, I mean, I hope that white man gets arrested. Yeah. I'm not no street guy.
Did you want to talk about this? People in Toronto protesting wearing masks?
Yeah, did you see that the little video clips and people being annoyed by them?
Yeah, I saw people on the TTC, and I saw people handing out flyers to say don't wear masks and stuff. Because it is mandatory as of today to wear masks anywhere or yesterday to wear masks anywhere indoors in Toronto. I think Mississauga has followed suit, and I think Pickering was the other. There was somewhere else that also followed suit.
I believe Brampton Transit made it mandatory on the bus, but I'm not quite sure about other places.
So, yeah, a lot of people are up in arms about it. I have finally started wearing masks since like 2 weeks ago. Is it bad?
I be wearing masks whenever I feel like I'm in crowds where people are going to judge me.
Yeah, I know. We know you don't care. It's funny, on hashtag we were talking about they keep asking me if I've been wearing a mask, and then they keep asking me about you, because like we know that like you didn't take it that serious, right? But then, so get this. So I was telling them a story about how with my boyfriend's friends, they had a small birthday get together, not a party, like literally, like I think maybe the limit of 10 people or something.
Oh, your boyfriend's out here following the rules?
His friends are, yeah. We actually just had to get together with his friends, and we were 8 people, yeah.
Oh, damn. No.
Yeah, because they had a scare though. This is what happened. So they did this little birthday get together. Thank God my boyfriend was not there. And the one guy was there, and he was training with a basketball coach, and the basketball coach was sick, and this guy kept training with him. And then this guy had symptoms 2 days prior to this birthday get together, decided it would still be a good idea to show up, and then tells everybody 2 days afterwards, hey, by the way, I just tested positive, so you guys should go get tested.
God. Yeah. Damn.
Luckily, nobody caught it. They did have a scare with one of the other guy's girlfriends. It came out positive because she had a sore throat. But then 3 days later, they tested her again. They're like, no, you didn't have it. It was just a sore throat. But yeah, literally, they got very, very lucky with that. But they were just like, what the fuck? Why would this guy come like that?
God damn. And see, and that's also how STDs are spread as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's a little dripping. It ain't really nothing. It's a little discharge. It's
So
not really
I was
nothing.
just like, I was like, wow, that's really crazy. And then these guys had to quarantine for 2 weeks. Yeah.
I actually thought I one time I actually thought I had an STD because my penis was dripping, but I went to go get tested. That
don't want to know this stuff.
All right, then cool. I don't know.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's No Better Nina here with you real quick before we jump into what's going on in the celebrity world to remind you to support your local businesses now more than ever. For all of y'all within the GTA, here's one you should definitely check out. Curved Paradise, located at 4000 Steeles Avenue West, specializes in non-invasive and non-surgical body sculpting treatments to enhance your natural curves. Some of the services they provide are fat reduction, skin tightening, cellulite treatments, and non-invasive butt and breast lifts. Listen, I've checked them out for myself, and the results just after my first session alone were amazing. They helped me get those abs I literally always talk about that I was dying to get. And they're not just for the ladies. Fellas, they can help y'all out too. Be sure to check out their package deals to save some money by visiting their Instagram at curved_paradise and use my code NINA10 for 10% off when booking. That's NINA10. Now back to the pod.
All right, so we're on the pop culture right now.
Please.
And
okay, so did you listen to I know you did, but did you listen to the Pop Smoke album?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, and so what do you think? Good, bad, not good?
I liked it. I really enjoyed it, actually. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it in its entirety. I mean, there's a few songs that, for me, it's going to get a lot of replay value, like Creature, What You Know About Love, You Special, Gangsta, yeah.
I love Gangstas. And 44 Bulldog.
Yeah. I don't know if I like 44 Bulldog like that.
You know what I realized? I had the leak for 44 Bulldog. My sister sent it to me a while ago. Because, listen, you artists and your producers, you got to work on some kind of trust shit. She was talking to someone who produced music for another popular Toronto artist who I also got all the leaks for. And and I realized when I was listening to 44 Bulldog, I'm like, this is familiar. And then I checked my phone and I realized I had that in my files as well. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, man. So glad that you didn't leak that.
Yeah.
Did you have it prior to his death, or
I had it so it was unfinished when I had it. It was unfinished. It was literally, I think it was just after he had died. I had it, like literally a couple days after he died. I had it.
Yo, these producers are fucking grimy, man.
Yeah, they'll do anything. So
exactly.
Yeah, I really like Gangsters and 44 Bulldogs. Something special. Anything. I can't remember what that one. Anything something. And Snitches. I like Snitches. It's just catchy.
Yeah.
But I do feel like a lot of it is very like geared toward the mainstream side of things. Like I can hear a lot of that going on to pop, kind of pop-ish a little bit.
That was 50 Cent's intention, right?
Yeah.
So when he stepped into executive produce, he was like, he wanted to make the album as big as possible, right? Just for his legacy. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It just sounds like well polished, well mainstream. This sounds like I don't know if this is the direction that he would have took it.
Yeah.
But this was the direction that his career was going, mainstream. If this is this the sound that he would have, I'm not quite sure, but this is the most definitely the spotlight that he would have gotten in a few months. Hopefully, probably even by now, he probably would have got the spotlight. Actually, no, Corona would have fucked that up. But but Pop Smoke would have still been like more notoriety, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but overall, I think it was a pretty good album.
People were mad because they didn't see Chef G, Sleepy Hollow on there, Fabio. Fabio was more so, I was like, damn, no Favi?
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. The Chef G and the Sleepy Hollow, for me, when Pop Smoke is alive, I haven't came across any records of them actually working on music together. So it didn't sound surprising. Not to say that he had beef with them. It's just that musically they didn't work. So I wasn't necessarily turned off by the fact that they weren't on the album.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. That's a good point though. I didn't really think about that stuff. Yeah, I do feel like there was a lot of features, a lot of big features, but I feel like that was for that mainstream purpose. In other news, August Alsina came out and confirmed in an interview with, I believe it was Angie Martinez.
No. Angela Lee. It was on his own platform too.
Yeah, sorry. I always get confused with both of their names. Like I know when they look like, but their names, because it starts with A and it's similar. That's why. But yeah, anyway, so he came out and said that he dated Jada. Like he confirmed it.
We need a better word than dated. We need a better adjective.
Her crevices.
Yeah, he was digging it out, allegedly.
Yeah, he was in Jada's crevices on his confirmation. And then
his answer. Oh, but keep on going. I'll speak on it.
No, it's okay. He said that Will gave him his blessing, and he had a blessing from Will because they decided to go from marriage to life partners instead. So we had a blessing from Will, and obviously we know that August has been very close with his family. They've gone on trips together, everything, and Jada denied it. But then a day later, she's like, "I'm gonna bring myself," because everyone's like, "You should be on the red table." So she's like, "I'm gonna bring myself to the red table."
Which I thought that was her poking fun at the internet.
Oh, I thought she was great. I've never watched an episode of Red Table Talks ever.
No, I watched.
You watched the Jordan one, didn't you?
No, yes, I did, but I kept on falling asleep because that girl's so boring, man.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
So yes, the Jordan one, Will Smith one, the first time he was on there, and I know I watched something else, maybe a Wale one. I can't remember too heavily, but I watched the Will one most definitely. Because how they got together initially is what I even now came here with my findings after I watched it, and I was like, how they are able to cope is not even like they don't even argue or use cuss words in front of each other.
Yeah,
like really great relationship skills to help them stay together, and the whole life partner thing is I like that. But besides all that, when that news came out there, I was like, okay, August, let's go. So it based on because when I heard his answer or his answer towards this, it sounds very fluffed up.
Yeah,
it sounds like he put a whole bunch of like mumbo jumbo jargon before he actually got to it, and even when he got to it, it still didn't sound like something concrete. You kind of had to piece things together and go like, yeah, it sounds like something was going on there, because based on prior evidence anyways, there's a lot of them really close pictures together. They look very intimate, very one.
Yeah.
So when he started to say like I loved her to the point where I felt sick, and people started to go like she took advantage of this poor man mental state and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like and he said Will gave him his blessing, and then I'm like, I don't know if they're swingers, and then or not even.
I was thinking that too. A lot of people were thinking that, but
yeah. So I remember how I watched the first Red Table Talk of them being there, like Jada and Will.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yo, let's dismiss some of the rumors that's going out there." And he said, "We've never been swingers. Swingers is different than what a cuck is, right? If people are trying to say Will Smith is a cuckold is like a dude that likes to see his girl get smashed by other guys." But they also said they have an open relationship where they're both able to do things and be free, but also be married and together.
Okay.
This whole situation just sounds messy as hell, man.
It sounds very messy, but I believe that it's true.
And also, he doubled down on it with a very long Instagram post, which also I didn't read as well. But apparently, the last two sentences kind of confirmed.
Yeah, same. That's what I read too. I believe it. I believe it's true because August was in a very fucked up, fragile state of fragility because he was very vulnerable when the whole thing happened. Why are you doing that face?
I don't want to know my mom, man.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Why close me, man?
Am I supposed to look at myself when I'm talking?
No, I know, but
okay. Anyways, I thought I said something wrong. He was in a very like a vulnerable state of fragility because the thing happened. Well, his brother had died prior, and then I think his next brother died. Then his sister died, and then he decided to take care of his sister's kids. Then he got that weird problem where he couldn't walk, some liver problem, and he couldn't walk. And then now he's back, and I feel like I don't know, it's just a very big mess, but I feel like it's true. I believe you, August. I stand with you.
Oh yeah, because Nina actually believes all victims, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's true. I did say that. I have said that plenty of times. August is a victim in this situation, and I stand with him, and I believe him. Jada, you're an old lady liar. She's just trying to use her power within the industry to make us understand that this isn't true. And I don't know. I believe August. Anyways, on to different things. B. Simone is hosting a free webinar on finances, law, and copyright after her major book fail where she got caught for copyright.
And to that, I'm going to say, who knows better than to teach you the law than a criminal?
That's what she said. Well, she didn't say it like that. She didn't call herself a criminal. She just said that she learned her lessons and she wants to teach people what she learned.
Exactly. Who's best to tell you than a criminal?
I get the intentions. I understand the intentions. And I do believe it will be valuable advice. But for some reason, I feel like she's going to twist and turn it in a way where it makes her look good. So then people will think, and people are going to think, oh, you know what? It makes it look kind of good. So it's just a small thing to get away with. So I could do it. I'll get away with it. And then it's just going to end up being a whole disaster. And then someone's going to end up suing B. Simone for false information about the law. And she's going to keep going in this repeated circle. And it's going to be the end of B. Simone. It's already the end of her. I never knew there was a beginning of her. I still don't even remember where she's from. But the end.
Wow.
Agree?
Wow, you went down to you took me through the what's it saying? You took me through the woods over the bridge to grandma's house or something.
Sure, I didn't know that was the saying.
What's it there? Through the woods or over the bridge and through the woods to grandma's house?
I don't know. I don't.
But yeah, you went down a dark spiral. Really quick too. But I don't think so. I think this webinar might be received with good reviews.
All right.
Because I think she might just go there with her best foot forward and educate the people what they need to be educated on, and it's going to be a beautiful thing.
But it's going to be in a twisted way, and then someone's going to think, I could get away with this, and then they're going to get away with it.
You think so?
And then it's going to go into that big rabbit hole I just talked about.
You know what? You can't blame stupid people, right? Because even when you see stories like Big Meech or Freeway Ricky Ross or like El Chapo, people always aspire just to be the criminal and was like, you know what? I'm going to study them and not make the same mistakes they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ultimately get caught. Yeah. So the moral of the story is that crime doesn't pay.
Yeah. Also, speaking of copyright, Meek Mill is being sued for copyright for allegedly stealing the lyrics to 100 Summers and Cold Hearted 2 off of his Championships album. Because they're saying that basically he got one of the writers from Dream Rich is saying that he got one of the writers from there to write songs for him, and he used the titles, the words, everything. And yeah. But like Cold Hearted has always been Meek's thing. Like that's a personal thing, like he has Cold Hearted #1. Now he's Cold Hearted #2. I don't feel like anybody else could write that, no matter how relatable it is. I feel like it's really a Meek personal thing, in my opinion. You don't care?
No, not that I don't. But we run a podcast, so
you have to care.
Yeah, I don't, because you know what, the thing with Meek, right, or the thing with in America, you can sue people even if you're broke, right? If whatever baseless claim that you have in America, you could sue someone. So if they feel like whatever substance was inside the songs that you mentioned, they could sue, and then they could try to get a settlement out of it. I mean, clearly it's drumming up some noise. But yeah. I look at it as like karma, man. I think Meek was talking too much, and people want to make him back in his place. It's like, yo, you're doing too much.
I don't think Meek talk. I think Meek is a good person. I like Meek. I'm a Meek fan. Meek, I like you.
I'm objective about me. I like certain things that Meek does, and other times I'm like, why is he the voice of the streets?
I like him. I think he's a good voice of the streets because he was in the streets. He got out the streets. He got treated improperly by that judge. And a lot of times people think that, you know, if you're a black person and you're getting treated by a black judge, then you might not have to deal with the things that Meek had to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think he provides a good voice in that sense to let people know, like, the system is the system.
The system might be the system, but Meek contributed to a lot of that parole or probation that he was on because he kept on violating it.
Yeah, but like biking as a violation.
Hey, bro, let's be honest. Remy Ma is on parole. Lil Boosie was on parole. There's a whole bunch of other people on probation, right? Parole and probation, two different things. But when you're on them papers and you're out in the free world, don't even fuck it up by doing anything that they could violate you on. Because when you're on probation or parole, you're looked at as second-class citizen anyway. So if you get pulled over, and say you get pulled over just for a routine traffic stop, that officer has doesn't even need what's the thing called, probable cause to check your vehicle. They could just check it, just do it.
Yeah,
they could just run your shit. Think about it. You are not treated the same when you're on them papers. So when you're doing stuff, don't even give them a chance. Like Tekashi said, I'm not even gonna let you get the chance. Don't even let the people get the chance to get to you. But
he was on probation for like
10 years.
11 years.
Yeah, hella long years.
Yeah, a little unnecessary in my opinion, but
I mean, he violated that shit twice.
Man.
Or more than twice, actually. Well, yeah, I only remember the twice.
Yeah, well, I just think it was a little excessive, and we know why.
And he was telling the judge to suck his dick. Or I might be doing too much, but he was disrespecting the judge on some.
Well, the judge wanted to suck his dick. She got mad he wouldn't make a song about him.
He dissed her though.
So, cause she was being mean. She was being like okay, I sound like she was being like extra with the punishment, like extra. 10 years. At 14?
No. He violated and it got extended. Remember that. It was supposed to be done in 2015, I believe.
Yeah, and then put him on for another 10 years. That's a little excessive because they know you're gonna they know you're not gonna be able to be a second-class citizen and act with very extreme limitations for the next 10 years of your life. So they want to keep you in that loophole of a system.
Yep.
But I've seen viral videos of judges who give people second chances. She didn't want to do that.
But apparently, from objectively speaking, that judge gave that man a lot of chances just based on the situation that he in. She was, from what people were saying, very lenient towards Meek because Meek has done certain things that could have ultimately had him locked up previously.
Yeah.
And the judge, you might want to say bad things about the judge. Maybe she was doing some heavy-handed acts, which she ultimately did near the end. A heavy-handed act, putting him in thing over the bike. But like, it's always a cause and effect. Like, how many times was he fucking up to get to the point where it's like, fuck that. This incident is from all the other times I let you go. That's why I was so heavy-handed. You know what the saying inside the Bible is? Spare the rod and spoil the child.
I was not aware of that.
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
I'm still not here for her. Anyways, next, Kanye West decided he's running for president. And he's late already.
Yeah, in 6 states, he can't even run. Because they've already had the whole, what's that thing called? Early registration voting type of thing in 6 states already?
Yeah. I don't think people should vote for Kanye. Don't you have to go through a psychiatric test to become a president anyways? So isn't he ineligible anyways, actually?
I didn't hear about that one, actually.
Because I swear they kept saying for Donald Trump, they wanted him to go through a psychiatric test because they don't believe he's mentally stable and so that he could be kicked out of office. Because you can't, I mean, it's not a discriminatory thing, but you really can't run a country, the most powerful country in the world at that.
Oh, so now mental issues are an issue now, huh?
When were they not? When were they not?
No, people had this whole thing. It's like you can still do stuff if you get your mental health in check.
You can.
Don't discriminate against. But now, if the president got a little bipolar with him, it's like, oh, we can't have him running the country.
Bro, look what the guy is doing, locking kids up in cages. Then he's just gonna change his mind one day. He's putting people in the country through trauma. He didn't change his mind on it, but like, Yeah, I don't think, you know what? I literally just thought of that. I don't even think Kanye is eligible to run for president then. Because he's
So
bipolar, right? That's bipolar, right?
he's not. He's not bipolar.
I thought
So
his album said, I'm bipolar. This is super
all
funny.
right. So correct me if I'm wrong. People listen to this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was misdiagnosed bipolar, and he really has sleep apnea or sleep disorder, where some dumb shit.
How did you find this out? I never heard about this.
It was during the time. I think it was during the time where he was going on his Trump rant. That's when that thing came up after.
Well, if that's the case, then that makes sense, and he can run for president. Yeah. If it's not,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he said that he was misdiagnosed.
Yeah, if it's not the case, then yeah, he actually can't. I just took that in. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
but he can't. I mean, he can't. There's certain things that he hasn't done already. He just kind of just put it out there on Twitter.
Yeah.
Also, he can't because the Democrat. There's only two things you could run for: Republican or Democrat. Republican is already in office, which is Donald Trump, and the Democrats already have their candidate, which is Joe Biden. So, and Joe Biden already beat out different candidates already, like the old guy. And then Kamala Harris, or I didn't even say.
Oh yeah, Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and amongst other people as well. So he wasn't at the super primaries, none of that.
So then, yeah, you're right. I think I saw a tweet from someone who is in the political sphere, and she was saying Kanye's just saying this just for tactics because he's late, and she gave a bunch of other facts that prove that he literally can't run for president right now.
Exactly, he can't. Yeah. And I thought he had said 2020 in 2016, where I have my famous picture of me wearing the Kanye West shirt with him saying, "Listen to the kids, bro." Kanye 2020, and then when 2020 or 2019 had come up, he said, "I'm not going to be running until 2024."
Yeah. So maybe this is his tease, and then 2024 will be real.
Yes, but it makes sense because me being someone who sees what's going on, I don't think Trump is getting out of office anytime soon.
Imagine,
I don't think so. I mean, I've been not thinking so for a while, just because a lot of people in America are saying they're getting money with Trump, and America's a capitalistic country. So,
and just because of all the stuff he's already gotten away with, and now all this stuff, this extra stuff with this Jeffrey Epstein, whatever stuff that's happening too, it's just like, bro, like anything is really possible in America. It's fucked up.
Yo, apparently Chrissy Teigen's
on his flight log.
Yeah, get that girl out of here.
I can't believe that.
She got after my man academics, man. Fuck her.
I can't believe that. Yeah. Imagine Kim Kardashian as a first lady. Oh my God, keeping up with the Kardashians would be a whole new level in the White House.
So they're saying, yo, that would to be honest, that type of world would be so crazy because Kanye West. Because the thing is, it's so easy to bring up their past just because their past is their brand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Kim Kardashian, although she had done so much great, people are always going to go to the negative to smear and slander her. Off, go straight to the sex tape.
Yeah.
And other just cantily dressed photos of her, and you're like, she doesn't demonstrate someone of regalness.
Yeah.
Which is royalty.
Yeah, I know that. I understand.
I'm just saying, some people might not know what I said.
Okay. Anyways, you want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So Kodak Black apologized to Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London. Well, mostly to Nipsey for what he said after Nipsey died. He said some stuff about trying to get at Lauren. I can't quite remember what it was exactly.
I remember because when I came on the podcast and I said, I don't think what he said was, I feel like what he said versus the reaction, the magnitude that people brought it to were two different things. I'm like, because he had said something about how he was going to give Lauren London like a year, grieve.
Yeah.
And then he's going to slide up in and be her shoulder to cry on type of thing. And that's what he's saying. That's his approach. He's going to give her some time. And then he's going to, work his Mac on it. And I'm like, listening to that, it sound first off, terrible timing. And also it sounds a little insensitive and a little uncouth, but like that's Kodak. He spits what's on his mind, like doesn't have no filter. But it doesn't sound like, yo, he didn't say he's gonna clap them cheeks. He wasn't saying nothing disrespectful.
He's implying that. He doesn't want to be her friend. Let's be realistic here. It's Lauren London. Number two, it's a little over a year later, and now he's apologizing. Maybe this is his way of trying to, like, he's hoping, he's an idiot because it's not going to happen, but maybe he's hoping, well, if I apologize, she'll slide in my DMs and say, it's okay, and then I can work my way in.
No. He's incarcerated for the next, like, 3 years, man.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
And I think he has, like, a pending rape charge.
What do you think?
I think he has a pending rape charge as well.
I think his career is over.
You think Kodak Black's career is over?
Yeah, 3 years. I already forgot he was gone.
He was getting his ass beat for like a good, like, a couple months. And I remember I came on here and I said, I don't think anybody cares. And you're like, I care. And then I'm like, I don't think anyone cares.
Now I think his career is done. Now I think it's done. I think it's time. It's done.
Yeah, I don't think his career is done. I think this is really, it's going to sit him down. I think Kodak Black, I want to say one thing about Kodak is, he really makes a lot of progress when he's incarcerated, and that's the fucked up thing. So I think there's you know, let me get my thoughts straight. For certain people, being in the penitentiary, that is considered home for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, and when they come outside,
vacation.
This is vacation, and when Kodak's outside, he's doing a whole bunch of reckless stuff
because he's on vacation.
He's on vacation. But when he's inside that pen, he changed his name to Bill K. Capri. He started following religion. He started to, you know, be more conscious of his surroundings and be more aware of who he was.
I know where you're going with this.
And now he made an apology. He has a lot of time to think and become a better man.
All right.
You know?
Janelle Monáe says that hip-hop misogyny.
She wasn't trying to hear it. Hip-hop misogyny. Pay attention.
Because you said it before. You think jail sets people straight.
It does. I mean, it does.
I think jail keeps people in the system strategically, systematically. So Janelle Monáe says that hip-hop misogyny, you wrote this all types of wrong. Basically, she said that she only wants to listen to girl rappers because she's mad at misogyny in hip-hop, and she thinks men should be the one to fix patriarchy and misogyny because they're the ones who started it. I mean, that would be cool if the world worked in the normal way, but the same way white people aren't the ones fixing white supremacy, and it's black people who are fighting for that, and other non-black people of color. It's not gonna work that way, sis. Sorry.
I mean, also, she doesn't like say that word for me one more time.
Misogyny.
No, the other one is, there we go. It's just like that word right there. There's plenty of places in the world, especially the continent of Africa, that goes by the other hierarchy system called monarchy.
Yeah.
No, that's the royalty services.
I was gonna say that's not what you're talking about.
What's the other one where it has the woman as a lead?
I have no idea. I didn't know that existed, actually.
Yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, there's parts in the world where she could go and appreciate the womenarchy. I'm gonna say womenarchy because I don't know the other one. The womanarchy, where the women are looked at as, you know, the breadwinners or the top tier inside that society. But when I saw that, I really wanted to like have like a big opinion, and I looked at it, and I looked back. I looked at my phone. I looked at what she said. I'm like, I don't even give a fuck, man. I don't really care.
I don't really care. She's not really that popular anymore anyways.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that.
Yoga? She had one song, no? Yoga?
Yeah. I actually I don't remember what yoga even sounds like.
I do remember it, but because it was always on 106 in Park.
I looked at what she said, and I'm like, I see other people trying to compare like misogyny and then how women do like the same type of slandering towards men. And I'm like, does she have an album to sell? Like, what's she saying that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, it came out of left field, and it's like it kind of baseless at the same time. It's like, all right, so you're gonna listen to all the female rap do the exact same thing that you don't like.
That's true. That is true. That is very true.
I mean, unless you're gonna be listening to Rhapsody or Jill.
Rhapsody. Don't.
What would I say?
Wow, I want you guys to rewind it and listen to how he said that. For a second, I had no idea who you're talking about.
Unless you,
Rhapsody. Who the fuck is Rhapsody?
That's her name.
This is the most
RAPOS.
So much shit for this.
Rhapsody. It's spelled Rhapsody though.
Rhapsody. It's Rhapsody. It's Rhapsody.
Okay. All right. It's Rhapsody, but it's spelled Rhapsody, man.
God.
But all right. unless she wants to listen to Rhapsody, and who other female rappers do I know of that are I guess conscious and very forward moving?
That girl, No Name.
Oh, fuck her, man.
Well, we don't really know her, but that would be one.
No Name. Why do we even know her?
Because of J. Cole. That's why.
All right. So let's next topic.
Yeah,
we're going into the quick bites and stuff.
Yeah. So Patrick Mahomes signed a career record-breaking contract with the Kansas City Chiefs for football. You don't even watch sports.
I don't. But when I seen that black man sign that deal,
it was like $500 million or something.
$500 million for 10 years.
Yeah.
Guaranteed money.
I don't watch football, so yeah.
I don't watch that. I was at a little bar or something when that Super Bowl was going on. We got about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Guy on the internet, this is actually in Vancouver, flashed his gun on social media and cash, and then ended up getting arrested right afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be that fast though. I was surprised. It was same outfit too.
Very very fast. Yeah, that was out in Vancouver.
Man.
Ghislaine Maxwell is ready to cooperate and name names allegedly for this Jeffrey Epstein thing. Now they're saying she has caught COVID-19 in the New Hampshire jail. Funny, haha. They're gonna do whatever they can to get her out of here. They're gonna say she died of COVID.
Remember how last year we were talking about how Jeffrey Epstein died in like suicide watch?
Yeah.
And they ruled it suicide and no one did anything. I was like, man, we're not gonna file an investigation. People are saying 72 hours on her life.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the documentary. Now that all this is coming out, because I didn't really quite understand too much about this Jeffrey Epstein thing, but now I'm seeing more and more about it. I actually want to watch the documentary.
And you were like one less lonely guy's dead, and I'm like, yo, this is some serious shit right here. It's like, no,
I know, I didn't care because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I really didn't understand what it was he was doing. Now I see. I'm gonna watch that documentary.
I was trying to tell you this is scary. You're like,
yeah, it was so. I watched that clip the other day. That was funny. Rich the Kid, his fiance / baby mama Tori Bricks, got robbed during a house party. This is not the first time these guys stay getting robbed. I don't understand what they're doing that keeps getting them robbed.
Someone's saying she's setting people up.
Yeah, she had a house party. People walked in with a mask and they robbed her. Whoop-de-doo. This is her third time. I'm tired of her getting robbed. Just stop fucking getting robbed. I don't care anymore.
That's not good for that's not good for the mental health.
Yeah. So, hey, what's up, guys? It's No Better Nina here with you real quick before we jump into what's going on in the celebrity world to remind you to support your local businesses now more than ever. For all of y'all within the GTA, here's one you should definitely check out. Curved Paradise, located at 4000 Steeles Avenue West, specializes in non-invasive and non-surgical body sculpting treatments to enhance your natural curves. Some of the services they provide are fat reduction, skin tightening, cellulite treatments, and non-invasive butt and breast lifts. Listen, I've checked them out for myself, and the results just after my first session alone were amazing. They helped me get those abs I literally always talk about that I was dying to get. And they're not just for the ladies. Fellas, they can help y'all out too. Be sure to check out their package deals to save some money by visiting their Instagram at curved_paradise and use my code NINA10 for 10% off when booking. That's NINA10. Now back to the pod. So anyways, now onto social issues. We didn't get a chance to talk about too much of these. I'm going to mention these top ones quickly, and then we can get into Elijah Mcclain. What do you think about that? Or you want to talk about all of them in detail? Okay. Because some of them.
No, Elijah Mcclain. Let's get the Elijah Mcclain. Let's give it 9 minutes because that's all we have.
Yeah, because the rest are pretty much dated. They're 2-3 weeks old now.
Yeah. So the Elijah Mcclain story is very sad. They said, I know we might be late to the party, but I think the conversation still needs to be had because this young man was. They said he was. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say he was an introvert. Some people want to say he was on a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying he was an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
And he was violently arrested.
Yeah.
And killed and injected with ketamine.
Yep. For someone like 5 times his body.
Exactly.
He became brain dead and died.
Exactly. So
in August of last year. That's also important.
And the fact that this story is only getting light now,
mm-hmm.
there's serious corruption that's going on, right?
Very. And I think just even like for me, watching that video, like I that was the one I ended up watching because I didn't have to see anything. And I just heard him. And even before I even watched that video, I saw the comic strips of like everything he said before it happened and blah blah blah. And like literally I started crying when I saw it. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like, because it was just so sad. Like he's like, I didn't even do nothing wrong. And you know what? But on top of that, there's another conversation to have, which it doesn't matter if people like George Floyd like did something bad, quote unquote bad, or someone like Eric Garner or like Trayvon Martin or something, regardless, because like we've said before, there are white people such as that guy who did the bless you, sorry.
Bless you.
Thanks. Who did the church shooting and killed 9 people who got peacefully arrested and literally committed murder. So regardless of what someone did, like a life is still a life. A Black life is still a human life. So it doesn't deserve to be taken. But I think what really hit home with a lot of people was just like, I guess the things he was saying when he was being arrested. Like, I don't have a gun. I'm not into that stuff. I'm an introvert. I'm just different. Like when he kept saying, I'm just different, I think that's what really hit me. I was just like, this poor guy thinks that something is wrong with him as a human being to be arrested and killed like this. And he was literally only 23. A year younger than me. They're fucked.
His life was taken.
Yeah. And all they did was transfer those officers to another place in Colorado instead of keeping them there to get backlash for it. I just like this one.
Also, really the what are the medical people for the
paramedics?
Yeah.
What did they do? Sorry,
I mean, my fault. Just the fact that they put ketamine inside this young man's body. What for? What reason?
To tranquilize and calm him down when he was obviously very calm. He's a scrawny boy.
Yeah.
Like, what was he going to do? The poor guy was allergic to the cold, walking with a ski mask and dancing. And that's what got someone scared.
My friend Beach Boy, he says that in Florida, it's very common for someone just to have a ski mask on. That's what Florida people do. They just do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see people I have yet to see a story come out of Florida, South Florida especially, of anyone being robbed or being shot by police because they just had a ski mask on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get cold over there too, so just think about that.
Yeah.
So the fact, I mean, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Mm-hmm. To stun them, they could have just used a
taser.
A taser. Although taser would have been unnecessary most times, a lot of people like to say some bad things about tasers. They could have used a taser, man. Mm-hmm. They could have used batons, man. You know what I mean? They didn't have to inject this man with ketamine.
Yeah, and literally made him be brain dead. Regardless, I don't think batons would have. I don't think none of it.
Nothing.
Yeah, none of it's warranted. I get what you're saying. None of it's warranted, but I see what you're saying. Like an alternative to fucking. Why was ketamine the first thing you thought of? Was this something you wanted to test to know that it could kill one Black person? So now, great, we know this works, and it's not us shooting them, so we can get away with more and more of this. And look how long it took for it to come out. I feel like that could have been their thought process behind it, which is even more fucked up now that I'm saying this out loud, because this just clicked in my head.
To be honest, that doesn't even seem like practice. That doesn't seem like common practice.
No, it doesn't. Like, it's the most random thing. Where are you coming with ketamine from? Like, are you going to a farm and getting it? I don't understand. It's just so, like, yeah, like, that one was really, really, really just, like, I can't even imagine. I don't even want to imagine what it was like for him in those, like, moments, you know? Mm-hmm. And seeing, like, the pictures and stuff of him playing the violin for the cats and all that stuff, like, just such a sweet, innocent soul. And like I said again, like, regardless of whether or not he did do something quote unquote bad before this. Like, it's still, a Black life is still a human life. So it doesn't matter what you do, your life is still important and it still matters and you should still be here. But I think this one hit home because of him saying he's different, and he was afraid that because of who he was, he didn't know why he was being attacked like this. So, like, literally, it's just crazy to think if he was a different skin color, like, that would have, like, all it took was for him to be seen on the outside, not for what he was on the inside. And if he was a different skin color, it wouldn't have happened.
They just jumped straight to conclusions, and
yeah,
they destroyed this man's civil rights. They destroyed this man's family because they have to grieve in a way where they still haven't yet to see some justice.
Yep.
It's just an overall terrible thing, because now that, especially right now in the wake of a lot of civil unrest, you know, people looking at the police officers and the government as their enemies, especially for the Black community, especially. This is one of those type of blows that even heighten the fact that George Floyd's murder was a murder, and a senseless one, because it only reinforces the fact that this happened, that George Floyd murder happened this year, and this young man had his life taken by police in such a brutal way
11 months ago.
Exactly. So people, it's hard to say that the police are. It's hard to say certain thing about the police when you see, you know, actions like this not only happen in one state but happen in multiple states as well. So it just seems like it's a very consistent, you know, that people have justified to say something like that. So
I really do hope that by the time I have kids, or by the time that I have grandkids, that something has changed within the system. That's what I hope for. At the very minimum, by the time I have grandkids, because like, it's actually insane how this year has, like, I know it's been happening for a long time, but I think because we're all on quarantine and now it's being brought to the, like, literally nobody else has anything else, an excuse to focus on anything else, because this is the main issue at hand right now. And I think just like, it's just insane, like how out of hand it's been, and how it's really just brought to light a lot of other issues within the police system and the system overall. So yeah,
exactly.
I hope for.
It's July. It's the 7th month into the year. I look at this as I'm starting to see the sun rise, and I feel like a lot of things are going in positive direction. So I'm gonna say optimistic about that, you know, but still keep a reminder that, you know, there's a lot of darkness in the past, but I like to move forward with like more optimism and, you know, shine a light on, you know, things that could be changed. So that's how I'm going to keep on going. I hope this young man's family gets justice, and I hope, you know, those officers lose their jobs and positions, because if they're something like that should just never be.
Honestly, I wish death on all these officers. Like,
I
remember I once said an eye for an eye. I agree with it. I wish
an eye for an eye makes the world go blind. No,
I don't care. I think these people deserve death, or they deserve to suffer very, very slow and painful death. We should just kill them all the way that they've been people, in my opinion. I'm
talking greasy now.
People can call me evil for that. I don't care. Like, you literally took a life. Cool. Your turn for you wanted to put their families through that. Fine. It's your turn. Like, if it was up to me, if I was the president, oh man, that'd be it. Like, it'd be game over. Like, yeah.
Okay. You're talking greasy, and that's how you're gonna end it off right there. You're gonna end it off right there. All right, man. Glad to be back.
Yes, glad to be back.
And you enjoyed this podcast, you know, take a listen, go back to our other podcasts as well, and come back here next week, because like every other week, this has been another episode of the Educating the Reckless podcast with your host Apollo P. and
No Better Nina.
Peace easy.
Bye.